Many of you have asked me to play a Kayn game, and I did so on stream. And obviously, needlessly to say, we are going for blue Kayn in this one. Just as a small reminder, if you play Kayn in jungle role, you definitely have two options on how you want to approach it. Number one, the Chinese approach would be starting with a longsword and full clear to then reset to buy your boots and the Balmy Cinder, or rather the Shimmering Spark. And once you've done this one, you basically go for a gank. It's very simple because the entire early game consists of just farming. If you want to go for an invade, you can do so. With Shimmering Spark, it's super easy to take away some form points if you want to go for red, or depending on what play you want to go for. But generally speaking, the easiest approach is full clear, reset, buy item, and then go for a gank. And here we have all ranged laners. Every single person is a ranged laner here. And in case you didn't know, Vex is very good into your champion. She is very annoying if she has a passive available, because this makes her so much more difficult to deal with, because the fear that she hits you with basically dooms you instantly. And because we input an unfortunate first ability from red buff to the chicken camp, because the red buff attacked us and self-stunned itself as we walked towards it, we took some extra time. But make sure when you clear your jungle to always use your first ability into walls as good as possible to get basically a faster animation. That way you don't waste a lot of time attacking with that animation, because you see, like when you use your first ability, it's a very long animation, but you can also like drag camps closer to each other just to be like a tiny bit faster, you know? Like every single second in jungle helps. Then it gives you a third ability, go into the river, and basically get everything done. Again, early game, not much is happening. If you feel like it, you can make an early play in the enemy jungle. But for myself, I prefer just getting my item spike and then going for a play. Briefly walking here, my Annie has stun, and this Vex is dead if she, well, uses any of her spells. But for some reason she doesn't want to, so yeah, we briefly walk into this brush here. No point of even going for the crab, not worth it. Now we have boots, and we have Shimmering Spark. If we wait a few seconds, that is. We need to look for the item anyway, because, you know, you rarely get that item. Hey you! Yes, you! Can you see this? So many people are not yet sub. Be honest, what's stopping you from subbing? Let me know in the comments below. On most champions at least. Now, it's time for a bot lane gank, starting with the Croc camp. You see, Leona usually is a very good setup, especially against a Kai'Sa. And all she has to do is hide in Fog of War and we just instantly go. Another thing we can do is we can just push the lane together. Like I just briefly walk by, we push the lane, and then we go for the dive. And my mid laner trades a kill, very well done. Now I go here for a brief little love tap, doesn't work out, but now we push the wave. We have a cannon wave, it's dive. We do not give them anything for free. But now my Leona really doesn't want to play. I come up close to her, get the exhaust, I'm perfectly safe, I still have ultimate. I can just go in, my Leona just doesn't want to play. Get the reset here, get a lot of my form points, and sadly the E comes from base. And we give over the kill to the Yuumi. However, my Leona simply doesn't want to play, and in case you don't understand what's going on here, let's go back for a second and give you the full rundown. Okay, we have a cannon wave. Cannon wave equals we push this as fast as possible, we have a 9-second window until this guy responds. We do this, we go under the tower, they don't get any XP, and if they walk up and go for a play, the Leona just stuns them and they instantly die. We have so much damage, right? Lockdown, lockdown. So what the Leona needs to do is just walk with us. We are on the same, like close on the same height, but she's walking away, it's still okay. Wave is still not in, she needs to walk forward with us right now. Not AFK down there. If you're the support player, you're getting pinged 90 million times to attack and go. This play is absolutely free. She absolutely grieves this. She is still dead. Leona has every single spell. Not using a single one. Now use Zenith Blade, nothing happens. Xayah can't really do much better here. And yeah. If the Leona plays, this dive ends instantly and we get form at not even 3 minutes. Like, close to 3 minutes. But yeah, it's sadly the pain of jungle role. Again, this is so free. You basically will just do it again. For us, it's so free to just go down there and beat them up, simply because we have so much damage, and we have the setup. So now we go back to laning, and now we have the option of doing our full clear bot side, and then going for another gank. But as you see, just this little exchange down there gave me half my form. So now you can imagine what happens if this ends in a kill. For me, or a double kill for me. Even broken supporters in chat sharing the lovely energy with us. And again, we can do this very soon, and that should be absolutely free. But now Leona goes in. Like, it just doesn't make any sense what this person is doing. We just take this, but it should still be free. I can just get there once she gets too close. Here I just want to go there, and for love tap I see the E on the map. Maybe I can go for it, go for another wave with the Xayah, and go closer to here. If she stays again, we can get her killed. But again, it's just about getting the form. It's literally just about getting the form. I don't want anything else but the form right now. And again, she gives me a perfect opportunity to just get in, get out, and get my form. For no reason. Vex is coming in. Absolutely scary. And we're just too low. We might just die from collateral, and we have to keep that in mind, but we can give us some backup by just showing up. We don't have to do anything. We just have to be visible for a brief moment. Technically speaking, the enemy Yi should have taken so many advantages from this because it took so long, and he actually got the Herald, but the good thing for us is we have Luthor now, so we can finally start playing. We have so much damage now, because take a good look what happens to her. Like, 1 HP. Depression. And yeah, like the moment you have form, your entire gameplay accelerates completely. Like, it just goes to Narnia in a sense of speed, right? And another thing about Kayn, or blue Kayn in general, is when you have your blue form, you heal so much just by hopping into walls constantly. Like, which is also the biggest issue, and here's a slight oopsie, that's one of the biggest issue when it comes to just mana management on your champion. You really have enormous mana issues. But here we can finally pick up the Teemo on cooldown if he makes a mistake. Oh, Arella just went a little bit too early. The enemy is actually jungle diffing me on the other side of the map for a stupid ocean dragon that nobody should care about, and people are very upset, and we just go for a free kill up here. The Teemo is just choosing to die. Farewell, friend, you are gone. And this is one of the most disgusting things about blue Kayn. The damage. And in case you're wondering, why are you not going for dragon? Because dragons are worthless. They really don't do anything. Like, even if the enemy gets soul, it's not the end of the world due to how the game is being played. But generally speaking, do not lose your head over dragons. Just play it cool, get as many resources as you can, and you can carry most of your games. Here I choose to not go for her because my Annie, number 1, doesn't have ult, and number 2, I don't believe her into a follow-up because she let me down early on when I walked into the lane with, what's it called? With her stun being ready. So yeah. But we're at a point where we can probably one-tap somebody when we have ult, so we just full clear until we have ult again. And with that being said, we full clear the bot side, and then we go for a quick little juicy double kill on the bot lane, while our mid laner is getting absolutely destroyed by a Vex ultimate. The enemy goes too close, goes in, gets baited in, we flash in, we didn't catch her, Leona misses her spell into the Veil, but we are still behind enemy lines, and if they're too close, we can just deal with them. Very scary situation. Very scary, but we got the enemy tower, and now the lockdown finally happens. The Leona Xayah lockdown is absolutely insane. Like, in reality, the enemy Yuumi should never be allowed to play a single second. Like, if she ever de-attaches, Leona hits her with her Zenith Blade, and then the Yuumi can't attach for 5 seconds, and the Xayah just instantly roots her. And here we just need to play it very patiently. We need to stay max range, just bully them, and then we just go back in again to secure the kill and the golden come. And this is why, personally, I dislike ganking dual lanes. is because people really dislike doing something. People are very much afraid when it comes to just diving. Like, Leona is a very chunky champion, right? She's an absolute demon tank. And still people choose to not go, which is kind of confusing to me. But yeah, here we spot the Kai'Sa, give her a little love tap, the blue Kayn treatment, and yeah, unfortunately, she contracted a terminal illness called blue Kayn, and there's nothing she can do about this. But sadly, the enemy jungle and Yuumi and Vex are on our booties, and they run us down. But the Xayah Leona moment occurs, and again, the enemy gets absolutely one-tapped. We press buttons, ladies and gentlemen. And here's where people usually differ, right? Here's about the build. Some people really prefer not going for Manamune, but I really personally like Manamune to just make sure I never run out of mana. And with this in mind, my Gluttonous Grease, the reason for them is I really don't like my third ability as the only source of vamp I have. Technically speaking, due to what items I have, I think I'm losing damage with vamp boots compared to armor pen boots with all my items. Especially because I have sudden impact, but still. And right now, like, our team is enjoying themselves. Leona is going deep into the enemy lines. Well, there's so much gold for me to pick up. Like, right now we have a period of basically downtime where you can just free gold, but they're just constantly fighting. They're going in, going in, going in. There's not much you can do about this, but save them after, once the play is basically over, and pick up the pieces. Many people would also make the argument, why aren't you helping them? Well, because there's no point of doing something what they are doing, and they're losing gold by doing it for fun. Like, right now, also nobody wanted to clear this entire wave up here, and I choose to clear it because I'm blue Kayn. I'm speeding towards objectives, I'm speeding around the map, so I can just take the extra seconds and instantly take care of that wave. Here you see, like, I'm literally zooming past the Aurelia, and in my head I really want to do this red buff. But yeah, the madness begins now. Look, there's 15 people for a dragon. 15 people. Why is this happening? It is a shitty dragon. Why is everyone wasting their time and gold for this stupid dragon? And look how everyone is posturing. For no reason. And if this Vex goes in, she's absolutely crazy. She doesn't go in. We go for a quick little trade. We keep our max distance because we still need to be afraid. But then finally, the Leona goes in for us, and we deal so much extra damage. And we just need to play it slow. Like, we just need to play around our cooldowns and then go in. Like, even now, it's very scary. Like, the Vex just completely annihilated us in terms of damage. And now we basically pillaged the mid lane and pillaged the top side of the map. We could go for Nashor. If my team wanted to, that is. But here, I just have to hope that my team wants to do Nashor, so we can just do the Nashor. If my team doesn't want to, and doesn't listen to pings, doesn't listen to the suggestion, we will never end up doing Nashor. And in this instance, it would be so much better for the Annie to constantly tank, because then I don't have the debuff, and I can just secure this without any risk involved. Here I say quick little hello, quick little money grabber with first strike, and then I just peace out again. As you see, blue Kayn gameplay is basically about focusing the backline, and Kai'Sa is a very decent champion into blue Kayn, because she can go stealth and basically avoid my second abilities like this. But I'm not even at a point where I'm the strongest yet. Therefore, you might argue that Manamune as my second item is not the play, simply because it doesn't really add too much damage at that stage of the game, but it allows me to indefinitely scale from my perspective. And you see, the camp clear is so lovely. And now with my third ability, it's time to basically just walk through walls, look for pigs, deal some extra damage. And generally speaking, I should have swapped to Sweeper because of these shrooms, right? Like, we don't really need zone control. I just need control that I don't walk into a shroom and lose 80% of my HP from a shroom. And here, like, I'll constantly walk forward into the wall and just look what they're doing, throw a second ability at them, and just wait and do it again. My Leona finally hits a very beautiful spell, and we can just completely jump on them and deal so much damage to them. They just got wiped with our crowd control combo. And this is what I mean. Like, even on level 3, or level 2, well, it was level 3, I believe, the Leona could have just walked with us on the tower, and Desire knew exactly what was going on. Like, Desire knew. Desire knew exactly what we wanted to do. And yeah, they would have all died. And here, like, now, because of what has happened, look at the side waves. The bottom wave is now an inhibitor down, which means endlessly pushing waves into the enemy tower until it respawns. But there's a massive wave on the top side. And it needs to be taken care of by someone. And again, we are pillaging the enemy jungle at every point in time we can. Whenever we have a window, we just go for it. They don't deserve any single piece of gold. And yeah, just take everything from them. And I have so much gold in my pocket right now. Like, getting this top wave will give me so much. Missing the cannon for style, you know? Making sure to push another one so it is actually a slope. Like, this could be pushed slower, but I just want the gold as fast as possible. And now I just reset for my item. I can finally sell this because I don't need this anymore because I need space for other items. And I pick up the Essence Reaver. Like, my Essence Reaver, right now my second ability, increases the damage by 22.5%. And when I touch anyone, they literally blow up. What I didn't check yet, if my Essence Reaver empowers both the instances of my first ability or just the first. That's why I don't know yet. And sadly, I walk into a shroom, so I lose my entire HP bar. Well, not the entire one, but you get the idea. These shrooms are absolutely terrifying. And there's this snitch of a Poro, and now we have basically the chokehold over the jungle. And we basically look for people, throw second abilities at them, take away half the HP from a wall without any counterplay, blue Kayn baby. And yeah. With stasis in my hands, I can bait them more often. My Leona gives me a lovely shroom into the face. We take those. But yeah, as long as we're not in lethal range for anything to happen, it's completely okay. This dragon as well, it doesn't really do anything. We basically just collect it to make sure that Elder spawns fast and we get some extra free stats, but it really isn't that impactful. But now we see a big problem. The Vex, just, you see what happened to me? I got absolutely blown up, and this is the issue with Vex. Like, if Vex doesn't react fast enough here, or I ult earlier because I'm not a greedy little piglet, they all die. But Vex as a champion fundamentally denies my ability of going in, which is the reason why I played so slow every single time, and this time I didn't do it, and I instantly died. That is instant karma. What is Leona cooking? Well, this Leona apparently has some interesting ideas, which I cannot really follow, but all good to her. And yeah, you see, Blue Kayn passive is 58% magic damage as bonus damage. And my cat is actually demanding my attention. Hello. Hello. Sorry. And yeah, Eldar spawning in 28 seconds. We need to get a ward down on Nasher just to make sure that they cannot sneak it. And with this ward down here, we just prep the next wave top. We just need to make sure that it pushes into the enemy, because we do not want to lose to minions. This is something that happened too many times to me, and we really don't want that to happen. Make sure you also pick up the crap here, so we always know what they're doing at all points in time. There's some extra vision when it comes to what their setup, and then we just go back. The Vex actually goes in. Like, this is a window where I can believe I could have gone in, but it's too much of a risk because we have already positioned the enemy invested a spell. I don't know what Irelia is doing. I do not even want to know. But she's forcing us to turn around and go for the entire enemy team. Did you see the damage? And I think I even missed my second ability. Like, Blue Kayn's damage is absolutely terrifying. And there's a stray cat, like my cat in my room right now attached to a little Beemo with the cute butt. And he just walks away. And he... he absolutely blasted her, and we just got the cat. I got the cat in real life, and we got the cat in game, so we can finally win the game. And yeah, that's it for today's video. So basically, to recap everything. As a Kayn, you want to fully clear your jungle early on, or to invade. If you want to invade, start with Shimmering Spark. If you want to reset after your first full clear, you can start with a normal longsword, because it's slightly faster. After this, you want to locate the lane, which grants you the form you desire, and camp the shit out of them. With that done, and once you have your form acquired, even if you have a slight gold deficit at that time, the form you got will make you 10 times stronger. Just getting the form is so much more powerful than just having a slightly worse score. And then you start snowballing from that point on. And later on, it just gets so much better. You accelerate so fast that the gold income you had earlier will not matter because you gain so much more later on. Then late game, it's all about poking the enemy with your second ability, looking for targets you can execute, and then just not getting yourself killed like I did into a Vax. And that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and see you soon for more RiftGuides content.